So this is a good image in terms of exposure. Now you need to change the size of the image. We want to set it to the size that you want it to print. So if you're going to print small, make sure you're not saving this image on your original file. That's very important. You need to save as a copy. I'm going to go to the image size, and then over here I need to change the pixels to inches. And let's say the roll, I'm going to print it on a roll paper. So this needs to be, I wanted to print it like maybe, let's say, the width, I think that it should be like 20. Let's go with 10. Let's go with, yeah, let's say 20 by 13, roughly there will be enough. The paper that I am currently load in the printer is the width of that is 24 inch. That's very important. So let's say the printer size that we're going to set is 24. So I know that I need 2 inch on each side. So the largest that I can print, and if I want to use the whole space, that would be 20. So I'm gonna put 20, so 2 inch on each side. And then the resolution must be 300, and you can leave that as automatic. And then resample should be checked on, and then you just go ahead and OK. Whenever you resize your images, if it's going to be reduced, you can go above that 300 dpi. The higher, the better quality of the image that you would see. I found like 300 would be just enough. This is reduced. I know because I can check. I right click, and this is 20 by 13. That's good. Then I'm gonna go to the file and the print. If I want to see how my image would look like, I can go to the view, proof setup, custom, and here on the device to simulate, I can change that to the paper that I have. Currently I'm using Premium Luster Photo 260. That's what I'm using, and I know the printer, the larger printer is P10000. So here is that. If you were using an enhanced matte paper, again another paper from Epson, this is that. So choose MK. Since our paper is Premium Luster Photo 260, I'm gonna use this one down here. So Premium Luster Photo Paper 260. That's very important. And then I want the black point compensation, and as well as simulate paper colors. See the difference in the colors, the saturations, everything. This is sort of a simulation, but we know that we're dealing with illuminated devices, so we are looking at our image on a screen, which is totally different from a paper. So have that in mind. I'm gonna go ahead and hit OK. This is the image that I'm probably gonna get. If I need to change the levels, if I want to brighten up, this is the time that I would do so. So I'm just gonna check it again to make sure that I'm getting enough contrast, and at the same time my highlights is where I need them to be. Yeah, I think that's way better. At this point I'm ready with the printing, so I'm gonna go ahead and choose File, Print, and this is what you would see is the image and how it's gonna print. So currently it looks awkward because I cannot see the whole image. If that happens, make sure that some of the settings on this dialog that you're seeing is not correct. So first of all, the printer, make sure to follow the steps. So the first one is this one, the printer. So I'm going to change that to P10000. I'm going to need 1 copy, and then I need to hit print setting. We're going to talk about these options after this. So go ahead and click on print setting. This is what you would see at the beginning, but whenever you want to, you can just change that, and you would see that this part only will change whenever I change this. So we're going to cover a couple of these, but currently let's say This is the first time, so we're going to see layout. I'm going to start from the top again. This is the right printer. I'm going to deal with the larger printer. Good. So that's P10000. I'm not going to deal with the presets, the copies. I'm going to need only one image to be printed. This is the crucial part. If you are using a cut sheet, then the US letter, and if it's 8.5 by 11, the letter side, just go ahead and use this one, sheet 8.5 by 11. If you want the image to be exactly on the center, then this is the one that you need to use. It's a little bit more limited in the size, so you cannot print as large as you would have on if you choose this option. But I think that should be fine. You can choose the sheet centering. For roll paper, that will be different. So you would click here, and you would hit Manage Custom Setting. Once you hit that, then you can create your own setting. And sometimes, like if you create some bunch of presets, and you can select those and modify those, but it's easier to create your own. So go ahead and click plus. That will be yours. And I know that this is a 20-inch width paper, and don't add your name and stuff. Just use whatever you were using. So we're using that. Good. But the width of that paper, is it 24? Yeah, currently is 8.5. That doesn't make sense. Let's go ahead and change the width to 24. What about the height? So it depends on how long your print is. We're going to change this. So let's say my image was 20 by 13, roughly 13.3 it was. So 20. If I have 20 and I want 2 inch on the side, 2 inch on the side to create a border around my image, then I need, so the maximum size that I can print is 20. So we did a good job. The width is 24 minus by 2 inch minus by 2 inch, that's going to be 20. So very good, 20. What about the height? My image was 13.3. If I want 2 inch on each side, then I'm going to add 13.3 plus 2 plus 2. That's going to be 17.3. So I'm going to put that here. You change this height whenever you change your image. So if you were printing on a 20 by 30 inch image, if you're printing on a 20 on this paper, 24 width paper, and the image is 20 by 30, so you need to add, since the length is going to be 30, you want to add 2 inch on the top, 2 inch at the bottom, so 30 plus 2 is going to be 34. So that height would be 34. But because our image is 3.3, if I want to have 2 inch on each side, then that will be 17.3. And then go ahead and just remove all of these, make them 0, and then click OK. Now it is set to whatever I named it, 24-inch width paper, and you can see the size. The next step is you want everything to be like this on the layout. Nobody will change them, so you should be fine. Color matching, we'll get to this part in a moment. You know what? Let's go ahead and save. Hit OK. No worries. Now I know that we started here, but go ahead and change your color handling to Photoshop manages color. We don't want the printer to do everything, because we've done everything. Like we edit our image. We want to be able to see how we are seeing the image on our screen. So go ahead and click Photoshop manages color, and then this is very important. Don't leave it as sRGB. We want to change it to the paper that you're using. If you don't, then your image end up green, end up magenta. So very important that you do not forget that. My image is on a P10000 series, and it's Premium Luster Photo 260. Here it is. If you're printing on an enhanced matte, that's going to be the MK version. So P10000 enhanced matte paper at MK. So this is exactly what you need to choose if you're using on an enhanced matte paper. This one is for that glossy Luster paper, so premium Luster Photo 260 paper. I'm going to select that. This is going to make sure that the image is not going to end up with weird colors. Once I choose all of those, I'm going to get back to the print setting, and you would see that if I choose color matching, now this is grayed out. This is what I wanted to see. Before it wasn't, so that's why I just hit save and then get to that part. Then the paper handling, this should be like this. You don't need to change any of these. I'll leave it as it is. You can check the setting here. Cover page, again, none would be the one that we choose. We normally just would care about the printer setting and the roller setting. So the printer setting on the basic tab, the page setup should be whatever you're using. So for example, we are using a roll paper because our image was big, so we want to make sure it's on roller paper, borderless, auto expand one. We'll choose that. In media type, we know that's a photo paper. It's the premium Luster Photo Paper 260. We have already chose that in the printer. We're going to do the same in here as well. The output, 600 would be fine. You can put it on 1200 if you want to. I've seen not enough difference between them. If it's an exhibition that you want to have the absolute best image, then go ahead and choose 1200. 1600 would do the thing. The other thing, go ahead and uncheck high speed. That will give you a better result and will leave some of the things behind, some issues away. So go ahead and uncheck that high speed, and you can leave that fineness detail unchecked as well. The other thing is, if I go to the printer setting, I wanted to change that to roll paper, and this is currently whatever I wanted to. So set these settings, and then these are just okay. We don't need to change any of those. Once we're ready about all of these, I'm gonna go and hit save. And currently you would see that this is not right, because the paper orientations are like that, and then the images are like this. Go ahead, and it's sometimes the printer has some issues with the paper. So I suggest that the width of your paper should always be this side. So if your image is 24 by 17.3, then this is 17, this is 24. So I don't want to change that to this. I want to have this as my width. So always 24, whatever your paper is. So if it was 36, then this should be 36. Currently it is not, right? So I'm gonna get back to this, which 24 is this side. And then I'm gonna hit done, because I need to change my image. If your image is vertical at this point, it should have been fine, but we need to change that. We need to rotate that. I hit done. Go ahead and go to the image rotation. I'm gonna rotate that by 90 degree. Doesn't matter clockwise or another. I'm gonna go ahead again to the file, print, and now I'm gonna get back to the printer setting, print setting, and everything is, if you hit save, everything should be the same. I just need to just double check the printer setting. It's that good. Everything seems to be good. You hit save again. I know that Photoshop is gonna manage my colors, and I've chosen the correct paper. Again, these are very important options. And then I wanted to put it in the center. That makes it easier, and you would see that we are roughly getting it complete in the center. I have like 2 inch from each side. It seems that these sides are not super accurate, because that 17.3 was not accurate, which is fine. And don't hit scale to fit or all of those. We should be fine at this point. And then you hit print. Once you hit print, it will send the information to the printer, and the printer hopefully will start in a couple of seconds. Sometimes it takes a little bit more time, and if it blinks, then it means that it's printing. We're gonna wait for it to print completely and show you the rest of the stuff. And our image seems to be good. It's printed. We can see all of those borders that we talked about, and everything should be fine.